Hi, my name is Dan. This weekend I taught Intro to Crossers at Wildfire. So what a crosser is. A crosser is when you are spinning with your hands on opposite sides of your body. So in this position here. So an example of what a crosser would look like would be this. So my hands are on either side of my body, spinning alternately in front of me and behind me. So in this class I taught the basic weave crosser, which is what I'm doing right now, with the poi traveling in the same direction in opposite time. And I also taught the butterfly crosser, where the poi are traveling in opposite directions at the same time, which looks like this. So in order to best learn these moves, it's best to start with first zero poi and just learning where your hands need to be positioned. So I recommend having your dominant hand, which in my case is my right hand, on top, and my non-dominant hand underneath. So this is the position that you're going to be in. In order to get into this, it's best to have your non-dominant hand where it needs to be at the end of the move, and then just move your dominant hand over. To practice with one poi, I recommend starting with your non-dominant hand and having it in the position it needs to be in. Spin whichever direction is comfortable for you. For me, it's clockwise. And my non-dominant hand is going to spin on either side of my body, in front and behind. You notice my dominant hand is over on the other side, ready to finish the move. Before you incorporate two poi, it's good to feel comfortable moving your dominant hand into and out of position. So one trick I recommend to get into this move is a wall plane 2-beat weave, which is the motion I'm pantomiming here with my right hand, and then being able to just cross that hand over and go to the other side. So with two poi, as I mentioned, I like to enter this move from a 2-beat wall plane weave like this. You notice my dominant hand here is leading, my right hand is the poi that is leading, and after my right poi travels behind me, it's going to come in front of me and then go across. You don't have a whole lot of range of motion when your arms are crossed to be able to move your planes from the front of you to behind you. So you may find it helpful to sway your body back and forth to help move those planes from side to side. That looks like this. Alright, so for the butterfly crosser, or the opposite direction same time crosser, I find it most helpful if you already know how to do a butterfly. If you are used to doing this move, where you bring one poi behind your head, it's sometimes called a Mexican wave, we're going to do something similar, where instead of bringing one behind our head, we're going to bring it over our shoulder to the side. You can see, bring one over to the side, and I'll try it with the other one, and that one over to the side. If you can do this, just one beat at a time, you can take as many beats as you need to in between. Eventually, you can take fewer beats in between, alternate them, until eventually you can just go right, left, left. And that is the butterfly crosser. This move, you need to move your body also, and it's still swaying back and forth to help your planes shift from in front of and behind you, but it's a little bit more of a bouncy move, because with a butterfly, the poi are alternately both pointing down or both pointing up, so you'll notice that it's kind of got a little bit of bounce to it. So instead of just swaying left and right, you're kind of bouncing left and right as well. So those are the two basic crossers that I taught, but there are other ones you can learn as well. You can do opposite direction split time, which would be from a split time butterfly, and that would look like this. In this one, your poi, instead of being up and down at the same time, are going to be left and right at the same time. So I like to focus on swaying to the left when my poi are out to the left, and to the right when they're out to the right. And then the other one you can do, we've done 3 of the timing and direction combinations. The last one would be same direction, same time. There's a lot of same direction, same time moves. Don't look very good because they seem kind of boring, but I really do like this one. So from doing kind of a over on the side here, it's the same thing as doing my 2-beat wall plane weave, except it's in same time, same direction. I'll then bring my right hand over, and you'll notice for this move, you kind of have to sway in a big circle and constantly keep track of the poi being in front of you and down, behind you and up, and so on and so forth. So I find this one to be one of the more interesting moves you can do in same direction, same time. So just to briefly recap, we covered this crosser, which is the basic weave one. We covered the butterfly crosser, we briefly touched on other kinds of crossers you can do. And then at the end of class, I just went over some of the things that you can do from crossers. There's transitions you can do of going from a crosser, going out into flowers, and then back into a crosser, or anti-spinning out. You can do turns. You can do them with both butterfly and weave crossers. Whoop. Hit myself in the head. Alright, it's a little bit hard to do, given the ground is not very steady here. And then we briefly touched on meltdowns, which would be where you're doing reels, and you move one hand behind your back to your waist and one hand in front. So this is also partially a crosser move because your arms are on either side of your body as you spin, and then they go back and then go to the other side. And so that would look like this. You're constantly crossing and uncrossing in this move. And then finally, I just briefly showcased what a behind the back crosser looks like. Did not actually teach this in the class, but just to show you where you can go with crossers, you can go to such advanced places as trying to do something ridiculous like this. So I'll try again because I'm not very good at it. Okay, and then lastly, you can do crossers in different positions, such as up over your head if you want. And you can even do them under the legs, but we didn't cover that at all. You stay tuned. Leora taught intermediate crossers and advanced crossers, and I recommend you check out those videos as well.